The island of Soto is surrounded by beautiful blue sea. It is fields of green and sandy yellow beaches. There are rivers, streams, and lots of trees where the birds sing. There are rivers, windmills and a coal mine, and docks where visitors to the island arrive. And it also has lots of railway lines. Who's this popping down the track? It's Thomas! Hello, Thomas! And here his friends, Lady, Edward, Percy, Toby, James, Henry and Gordon. Hello, Thomas! Hello, everybody! Welcome to the island of Soto. Thomas and the Tricky Tree. It was winter on the island of Soto. All the engines on the narrow gauge railway were very busy. Peter Sam was collecting mistletoes and holly from the woods. Sir Handel was taking holidaymakers to the mountains. And Duke was taking a very special present to the wall for the Fat Controller. It was the winter holiday tree. Thomas was excited. The Fat Controller had chosen him to collect the tree from the wharf. He was to take it to the town square in time for the winter's party. When Thomas arrived at the wharf, it was very busy. He looked for the tree, but he couldn't see it anywhere. Just then, James arrived. "Looking for something, Thomas?" he asked. "I'm looking for the Christmas tree," chuffed Thomas. "I thought you know where the Christmas tree is," laughed James. "I don't think you know where it is, don't you?" "Why?" asked Thomas. "That you won't be able to find the tree in the wharf. You only find it in the woods." "And I don't think you're not a very good finder, aren't you?" he chuckled. This made Thomas very cross. "I'll show James I'm a very good finder to find that tree," he said. Just then, Duke arrived. "Thomas," Duke began, "the Christmas tree is—" "I know where the tree is," said Thomas. "Thank you, Duke, I don't need your help." Duke was puzzled, but Thomas had already wished away. Later, Thomas met Rusty. "Hello, Thomas," whistled Rusty. "Can I help?" No thank you, Rusty," said Thomas. He didn't want anyone to think he was silly he was not a very good finder. Then he saw a flatbed covered in the tarpaulin. "That must be the tree," said Thomas. "What tree?" asked Rusty. But Thomas backed up to the flatbed and pulled it out of the siding. "Thomas," cried Rusty, "wait! That's not a tree, that's a load of pipes." "Bother," puffed Thomas, and he shunted them back. Later, Thomas met Skarloey. "Hello, Thomas," whistled Skarloey. "Can I help?" Thomas didn't want Skarloey to think he's silly, he's not a very good finder. "No, thank you, Skarloey," he chuffed. Then he saw another flatbed. It was covered in a tarpaulin as well. "That must be it," said Thomas. "What is?" said Skarloey. "The tree, of course. I'm delivering it to the Fat Controller." But as Thomas buffered up, he raced out of the siding. "Thomas!" cried Duncan. "Stop!" "Why, Duncan?" called Thomas, and he backed up to the siding. "Thomas, that's not a tree. It's a load of new settled wheels." "Oh, bother!" chuffed Thomas. Thomas decided to tell Duncan and Skarloey he's not a very good finder. I don't know where the tree is. But we do, said Skarloey. Duke has just delivered the tree this morning. So he's the one who knows where it is, shoved Duncan. Thomas knew they were right. Maybe I better tell Duke and tell her where the tree is, he said. He knew it was getting later, and the fat controller would be waiting for the tree. So he puffed quickly away. Thomas's boiler bubbled as he raced towards the transfer yard. He thought Duke would be there. And Duke was there. Duke, said Thomas, I'm very sorry I didn't have time to listen to you. James said I'm not a very good finder. So I'm not. Duke listened carefully. But you're the only one who knows where the tree is, so can you help me where it is, please? Of course I'll help you, whispered Duke. Follow me, Thomas. Thomas's smile stretched from buffer to buffer. Duke was fast, so Thomas raced after him. The fat controller would be waiting. At last, Thomas coupled up to the tree. Thank you, Duke, he said. Now I must hurry. I'm sorry I teased you, Thomas, puffed James. Thomas smiled. That's all right, James. And then he spoke to the little engines. I'm sorry I didn't ask for your help. That's okay, said Skarloey. All in a good time, said Duncan. And they watched as Thomas puffed quickly away. That evening, the fat controller switched on the tree lights. They looked wonderful. The children clapped and cheered. I may not very good finder, said Thomas, but I can still ask for help. And his smile was as bright as the lights.